Welcome, everybody, to Night of the Nerdy Laser Podcast, episode 145. I am your host, Hells Bells Adele Richard Yule.
I'm glad you were on the same wavelength as me on that one. Old Jeff Lown here. Old Jeff Lown.
God, this movie. The Mangler from 1995. I was a senior in high school in 1995, Jeffrey.
Yeah,
The coolest kid on campus.
I was doing something, baseball or soccer, or little league.
Nerd.
Yeah. I don't know what I was doing at 7. Something. I'm
sure. Stephen King wrote this story in 1972. A short story, part of his. I don't know if it was Graveyard Shift or.
He had
was
so
that a
many
real
different.
Book?
I think so. Night Shift.
Was that the? I don't know.
He's got like 5 or 6 of those little. Well, he's got probably more than that. He has 1,000 books. I don't.
Yes.
But I hear you. I know.
Have you ever heard George R.R. Martin talk about Stephen King?
No.
The best.
What's he say?
I mean, just Stephen King can just like go to the bathroom and shit out a book, and George R.R. Martin's fucking stuck on the same book for 20 years.
Yeah, but man, he cashed in on that book.
No shit.
And then the thought, I had a friend yesterday, or well, not yesterday, but within like a few days ago or whatever. He was like, I had a dream that he finished that book, and it was so bad. I drove to his house. I was like, "Oh, you know where he lives?" He's like, "No, but Dream Me did." I was like, "Oh,
Dream Me did."
Dream Me's got a lot of.
It is funny, right? Like if you dream about something, you're like, "How did I know to do that?"
Dream Me is so much smarter than
so much better than what real me is.
God, what a guy, huh?
So yeah, we're going to talk about the Mangler, but let's discuss a few things. We haven't talked about what we're going to talk about, so I'm going to surprise you, Jeffrey. We're going to talk about horror in 2024, and more importantly, the box office.
Okay.
So I have a list of where the box office is for all the horror movies.
So you have
I'm guessing this is opening weekend. What?
You have specific horror movies?
Yeah.
Let me guess. The Omen.
Yes.
Is it top 10?
We'll
do top 5. I don't want to sit here forever.
There's 8.
Okay.
There's 8.
Well,
so
right.
The Omen comes in at 5, and it had 8.3 million.
Abigail
is 3 with 10.2 million.
Night Swim.
Number 2.
Why? That movie was dumb.
Number 2.
I was actually talking to my dentist about that today. She's like, "Did you see Dark Tide?" I was like, "Is that a shark movie?" She's like, "No, the one with the pool." And I was like, "Oh, I think you mean yeah." She's like, "Oh yeah, I guess
you mean Night Swim, bitch."
No, she's cool. And then she was like, "Oh, you should get tattoo of Exorcist." I was like, "Yeah, I don't have any more room. Plus my tattoo guy left, so
get an upside down cross on your forehead."
Yeah, Mom would like that.
Number 1, what is it?
I'm trying to think. Wasn't Insidious 5?
It's new.
New? Is it out in theaters still?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know.
It sucks, apparently.
I said Abigail. That's the newest thing I could think of.
Strangers.
Oh, that's number 1?
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's the big. It had 11.8 million, and so that's the biggest name, right?
It's the most. Yeah.
I mean, it's building off of something, but like Night Swim has the ability to make the most money, right? They probably made that movie for like $500,000.
Yeah,
it was Blumhouse, right?
Yeah, and it's Kurt Russell's son.
Oh,
who's in it playing the baseball player?
We also had Imaginary.
Oh, with Ryan Reynolds?
No, that's If. Imaginary is the one with the teddy bear.
Oh yeah, we talked about that. Yeah.
Where it's like.
We said that's not how imaginary friends work. They don't have a totem.
I know. 9.9 million. Tarot, which kind of fell off the face of the planet, 6.5. Immaculate with 5.3. And they put Lisa Frankenstein in there, but I don't really agree with that.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't really necessarily consider it a horror movie.
Immaculate is the Sydney Sweeney
How have
nun.
you not seen that movie? As much of a fetish that you have for nuns.
I thought you were going to say for Sydney Sweeney.
Well, both. I mean, she's a nun, right?
Yeah, yeah. I don't know. I
I
just
mean,
didn't.
in
I
the
figured it was.
'90s,
I
the
figured it
nuns
was
we got
young.
were like Whoopi Goldberg, and now these kids are fucking spoiled getting Sydney.
But I don't know. I don't know. I just didn't. But I'll get to it. I'm guessing that's going to be like a Hulu or Peacock for sure.
Yeah, it'll be streaming somewhere soon. But not a great start for horror. And I'm trying to think of what, The Crow, if you want to count that in the horror, that'll be big. I mean, it'll get a big opening, I would say.
I mean, you're going to get all the people that like the original just to go in and watch it to either be like, "Ooh, it was better," or "Ooh, I hate remakes." Ooh, you know what
Well,
I mean?
and you're going to get new people that don't care anything about the original.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, but like Bill Skarsgård and stuff. You
Yeah.
know what movie I was thinking about? And like, it's crazy to me. Like, I wasn't a huge fan of it, but I don't think it gets like gets what it deserves. Like, where the fuck is all the talk about Barbarian? Like, nobody talks about that movie.
Yeah,
It's really good.
it. Yeah, yeah. It
I
was.
mean, and I kind of shit talked it a little bit. I mean, I don't think the whole thing is great, but I think enough of it is really good. And like Skarsgård's amazing in it. Richard Brake's amazing in it.
Justin
Uh,
Long.
Justin, I don't know. I probably
He's
would
in
put
it.
him
Yeah,
down.
he's. That's the
He's
best
in
you
it,
can do. He's in it.
but nobody
I
talks
liked
about
him
that
in it.
movie.
No, it's weird. Nobody talks about it, but when they do talk about it, they're like, "Oh yeah, that was really good. It's a sleeper." And then that's it. And normally, like from podcasts I listen to and stuff, you'd hear like, "What's the director working on next?" Or they've already been reached out to by 15 people to make their next movie, or they have a contract with Blumhouse and they want to know
And I
what's.
don't think he's
I
doing
haven't heard any.
anything.
No,
Jordan Peele's got a new one coming out.
Yeah, Jordan Peele.
Him,
He.
I think it's called.
What's with him and simple titles?
Us, Nope, him.
Get out.
I like Nope. People shit on Nope. It is a good movie.
I didn't hate Nope. I didn't hate Us, and I didn't hate Get Out. But I also like as more time passes, I'm like, they're okay. They're fine.
I've never finished Us. I got most of the way, but then I
It's
stopped
not
watching it.
bad. I don't know. Get Out. I felt like I'm gonna give that one, if any of them, another shot because I had watched it at like a weird time, and I was like, it's fine, but yeah, I don't know. I hear people praise him though, like a lot, and I'm glad because he does bring new voices. He's bringing new voices to the horror community and stuff too. Like I know he's producing a lot of stuff. I wish that his Twilight Zone show was still going and wasn't as bad. I heard it wasn't good.
I heard it sucked.
Yeah.
Just watch the Forrest Whitaker one. It's great.
Yeah. Is that the 2000s one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love it. Also, I just watched. Did you see my Letterboxd?
I didn't see your letterbox, but I did see your hyped up review for a 4K recently.
Well, yeah, that's the Silver Bullet, and you can see that in our archives. We did that, I think, back with Matt.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's technically the first 4K I've watched at my house. The first I've only seen two, and it's Silver Bullet and Christine. Odd, they're both Stephen King's.
And we're talking about Stephen King.
I saw Christine at Matt's house a few
Right.
years ago
When he got that giant TV or whatever.
Yeah, and the theater seats and
Yeah.
stuff, which I think is all gutted now. But yeah, Silver Bullet's great. I mean, there's some weird parts, and that end is just, it needs work. I mean, hell, when that bridge scene they should have just made the bridge scene the end.
It's so good.
It's so good.
It's so good.
And for the end to be just so anticlimactic and crappy.
Kind of. I mean, how good's Gary Busey as like Weird Uncle Gary Busey in that
He's so good. He's great. Yeah, he's great. And that wheelchair is very hard for me to believe. Like that kid's going like 65 miles an hour with no, I understand it's the 80s, but no helmet or nothing. That thing would have ripped apart.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, I mean, because at one time it's wheelchair versus car. I'm pretty sure I know who's going to win.
Wheelchair.
Obviously.
Yeah. You didn't read the novella, right?
No, Psycho the
Cycle of the Werewolf?
Werewolf.
Yeah. You should. If I could recommend like one of his, I'd get that, and then check out the artwork in it too, because that's some of the coolest art in there. They did like I mean, it's in there, but I think they did like a re-release one. I had at one point. I think give it to my friend, but um, the artwork's just really cool. So check it out.
Another movie I watched because we're going to be doing Black Friday here in a few, or Black Sunday here in a few
Mhm.
weeks.
Isn't Black Friday
And,
a movie with Bruce Campbell?
It is. Yeah.
I didn't see it.
But I got on this kick and I bought it from Orbit DVD like a couple of years ago. Apparently, it was in another region and I didn't know it. But it didn't say it was. But anyway, now that I have a region free player, I could watch it. It was Roller Coaster from
Oh, yeah.
1977. So it's kind of like this Black Sunday, I'm going to guess, is kind of going to be. But it's a cat and mouse. I think you'd really like it. It's 2 hours long. There's little to no action in it. It's all cat and mouse stuff, but it feels a lot like Speed
Okay.
without the action and jumping bridges.
Speed
and
is
stuff.
obviously a bigger, more giant, like blockbuster film.
But
I
like
could, the story of Speed, I could see as like a
yeah.
Sunday
So it's the cat
afternoon or
and mouse
something.
between Dennis Hopper and Keanu Reeves. It's very similar to the relationship. Although you never find out why the guy is doing it. You never find out why he's like picked this guy. You just never find any of this out. So you have to be okay with it.
That's that
Oh,
kind
in the end has a death that is right up there with Speed. I mean, it's done in the 70s, so it's
yeah,
bad, but the spirit is there.
that kind of feel of like the TV movies like we covered, like those are fun. Those
Yeah,
movies are just fun, and like the
but I mean,
story.
a lot
The
of
story.
people are in that movie, like George Segal and Tim. The bad guy is excellent. Timothy, somebody.
I think Shout Factory or Scream put out the Region A version of that, and
Mm,
it's like a blue poster with him looking through binoculars at
yeah,
a
and then a
roller
roller
coaster.
coaster thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I like it because it takes place in an amusement park in the 70s. Oh, and the best part, dude. So they're doing like carnival games or whatever. Guess what one of the prizes was for the carnival game?
FrankenCon T-shirt. What?
A carton of cigarettes.
That's amazing.
It's the best.
Oh man.
And it's done for real. Like they're serious about it. And I'm laughing my ass off. Because he's like, I don't smoke. And he runs away.
That's probably something that was a prize at a carnival back then.
Oh, I mean, in the 70s, 100%. Like, cigarettes weren't bad in the 70s.
What a time. Well, they weren't. I'm sure they were bad, but
Well, I mean, they weren't promoted as bad. I mean,
no, and you figure the government probably put all kinds of stuff into cigarettes since then to kill people. So that's a different story altogether. We won't talk about that. But yeah, no, I need to watch that. Maybe we'll do since we're doing this, then we got Spontaneous Combustion next week, and then we got Black Sunday. Maybe we'll do like the cat and mouse thrillers for.
Yeah, we can do Roller Coaster. I've already watched it, so it's perfect.
Yeah, there you go.
The last like 45 minutes is really like they do a really good job of like keeping the suspense and stuff without going like crazy with it. Like I really liked it. I thought it was great. So
yeah, no, that's
so
cool.
I'm starting to watch movie. Oh, I also watch Critters, which we'll probably bring on the show sometime.
That'd be a fun
weird movie. I did not realize like it's a family friendly fun fest. Like right? Like it's not overly gory or anything.
I think it was around the time Gremlins came out, right?
Yeah, and
Like people are
you know,
trying to
people
capture.
know I hate Gremlins. Like, I can't watch Gremlins, and they're like, "But you can watch Critters." I'm like, "Yeah, because Gizmo's not in pain popping these little fucking bullies off of his body."
Yeah,
So, um, but I think I might watch Critters 2 next. So.
Critters 3, Critters Go to College is where it's at.
I thought that was Ghoulies.
Oh, maybe it
Oh,
is. They're all the same.
it all turns into the same movie. Like, I don't think I've ever seen the Critters. Like, all the way through. Like,
Yeah.
I'm sure I've seen bits and pieces, but I don't remember some of this stuff happening.
Yeah.
And like Ghoulies, never seen
And
Ghoulies.
it is Ghoulies, you were right. But yeah, those are so stupid that they're fun.
I only know that
The
because
toilet?
Kane Hodder is a stunt guy on Ghoulies Go to College, and he's like riding a skateboard.
Isn't he with who are the two in that? Who am I thinking of? Wasn't Undertaker in one in a movie? Was that the
So it's on Tubi, and I watched some of it the other night. I fell asleep, but it's the same premise as Critters, except Undertaker and some other guy are hunting Hulk Hogan in Suburban Commando.
Suburban Commando? That's
Dude, I remember seeing an ad in the WWF magazine at the time, and I was like, I have to see this movie.
really?
And like back then, you know, you didn't have the internet, so I mean, I'm like reading the newspaper. I'm trying to find out when this fucking thing. Well, it never came out in theaters. But it said in theaters. But I mean, that fizzled out. I'm pretty
Vince
sure.
couldn't follow through with his theaters.
I mean, it does have Christopher Lloyd in it.
Did you come on the show on Fistful of Action to do that with me and Taco, or was that just Taco's pick?
I don't know. I've talked about it. I know, but I don't know if it was on your show.
Well, that show's dead, so it doesn't matter.
Also, I think the next 4K I'm going to buy is the T-shirt I'm wearing.
Yeah. Oh man, you just missed the Shout Factory did a 4K.
Oh, damn it!
Yeah, I got a few from it.
Oh.
I think I was telling you because I was like, I'm trying not to buy, but then I did, so I'm dumb.
I just saw they got some Blu-rays retiring some Blu-rays, so they're half off, and
Yeah.
everybody in the comments are like, "So they're only retired because you're going to be doing the 4K."
Doing a 4K. Yeah, that's what
One
they
of them
do.
was Graveyard Shift.
Really.
One of them was Danger Diabolic, which I have a digital, and I've never been able to finish that movie.
Really,
But I've heard really good things about it.
I can't find my email from them, but give me 1 second. I only got 3 movies, and I know Dead Silence, or was it Dead Silence? Yeah, Dead Silence, the James Wan puppet movie.
Oh yeah. I was like, "What are you talking about?"
Yeah, the one that looks exactly like Slappy from Goosebumps. Anyway,
Yeah,
I got that. I did get the My Bloody Valentine 4K.
you son of a bitch.
and the Company of Wolves was the other one.
Yeah, I'll get My Bloody Valentine eventually. I want to see it because I mean, the Silver Bullet looked great. I mean, on my projector.
Yeah, is speaking of like movies and sales, is the thing this coming weekend the
Vinegar Syndrome?
or is it the
I think
following?
so. I don't know. It's at some point, the halfway to
Yeah,
Black Friday.
I've like lost track of time completely. This month. But anyway, the other thing I wanted to talk about too before we move on, or you got one more thing to talk about, I think, but Severin, they released a third not like it's kind of like their Giallo box set or whatever. Did you see that? And if you buy
I listened to the new podcast, so I'm sure they talked about it.
Yeah, I'll just pull it up. But I know that one of the deal was if you bought volume 3, you could get volume 1 and 2 at like a 50% cost or whatever. But they usually run a box set sale during Black Friday, and I think it'll put it at about that time for the second one, which is the one I want. The Danza Macabra is their box set. The 3's the Spanish Gothic collection, and I don't remember I think that's what they all are, to be honest with you. No, 2 was the Italian and one was also the Italian. Apparently, I don't know, but I do like Gothic horror. I was thinking about that. I read a book, not that said, "Do you like Gothic horror?" This will tell you, but no, I read a book and it was like Southern Gothic, and I just like the setting and kind of the characters and stuff and the accents.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we're going to talk about the Mangler. You know who hasn't seen the Mangler?
I was gonna say you might know the Mangler by another name, and that would be Jason down at the dungeon.
That's right. Our pal Jason is down at the dungeon in Maryville, Tennessee. He's over on East Broadway. To get the roundabout, go behind Southland Books, and you'll find him chained up there selling all his wares, such as vinyl records, laser discs, Blu-rays, 4Ks, DVDs, VHS. That beta Godfather is still hanging around. He's got video games from PS5, 3, 4, 2, 9. He's got, I mean, he can't get rid of those tarot cards fast enough, Jeff.
No,
Yeah, I mean, just go in and ask for a reading. He'll be happy to tell you about his favorite cards and such. So yeah, visit him. You can follow him on Southland_Dungeon over on Instagram, and he posts everything he gets there. So he just got that nice. I think it was a Kickstarter. It was that 3-disc In the Search of Darkness
oh yeah,
box set.
yeah, that's cool.
It's pretty nice.
Yeah,
So
I haven't watched any
yeah.
of those.
All right. So this book was written. So the short story was written in 1972. And they apparently did not feel the need to update it. I don't know what the hell year this movie takes place in, to be honest.
No, me either.
I mean, and we get Ted Levine from Buffalo Bill fame, Silence of the Lambs, as the lead character. I mean, as over the top as somebody could be in a role, right?
I think Robert Englund tried to match him like step for step.
He does, but he's just not on the screen enough. But Robert Englund is for sure like just chewing up everything, and like I do not understand his character. I don't understand the braces on his legs. I don't really understand any of this other
Don't
than
come to
blood
me
got
for
in a
answers
machine.
because I don't have them.
There's a demon.
There's a lot going on.
Am I supposed to believe that 16-year-old at the end is now the manager of the factory?
I'm not real sure.
Was that her though?
His niece?
Yeah.
I don't know. Now that
with the missing finger? Spoiler.
Yeah, well, didn't the doctor wave like that to him too?
Oh, was it a doctor? Fuck, I don't know. They all look the same. But in this movie, if you're going to be fighting an evil 1970s laundromat folding machine, it helps if your best friend happens to have used to dabble in the occult.
Yeah, sure does, right? A parapsychologist or something says he is or something like
that.
Well,
and I find it funny because the guy's like, I mean, I don't know how long they've been friends, but he's like, when did you do that? Like...
it's got some funny moments like that, and it's got charm, but I don't think it makes a lick of sense, like any of it. Like,
it's bonkers. I mean, it is batshit crazy. Like, I mean, we're talking about like an evil entity that, and like this ice box, is it from like the 1930s?
That fridge that kills somebody, spoiler. Yeah, no, that's what I wanted to talk about. Like, since we're not going over every single thing in a movie anymore, I did want to talk about just the fridge, like as a character itself, because at one point it falls off a moving van and crushes Ted Levine, and he's like, "Get it off of me!"
He's like, "Get the fuck off me!"
And yeah, then it just goes to a house and kills a kid, and then Ted Levine just beats it to death with the sledgehammer and
knocks off its top.
And let's talk about. That's basically all I want to say. It's just crazy. It's just, why is that in there? It makes no sense. And how is it related to this laundry folding machine? It's not. They just tried to tie it together.
Well, so they're trying to get across that it's transferable. That
right.
the power it's basically the devil, darkness, power has taken over this laundromat because this guy made a deal with the devil and his blood got in there and blah 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 blah.
Yeah.
And basically, they're making the point that it could transfer to another piece of equipment or something.
Yeah. It's got to be a absurdly big machine. Anyway,
I mean, that laundromat folding machine, I need to install one before Amy gets back.
it'd take years to install something that big. Like,
That chain is like.
it's like a ship, like a battle carrier ship anchor chain.
I mean, I'm guessing it was based off of a real thing, but man, that thing is
I know the
massive.
first time I saw it, I did look into that to see, and I was like, I don't know if I can't remember now, but I was like, there was nothing this big ever in existence.
The first kill of the movie is my favorite, especially when the paramedics take her out in a basket.
Like a while.
Yeah. No, so much of this movie is pointless though, like him going to the autopsy, and there's just so many, like it should have been like an hour and 25 minutes.
Yeah, they could have cut it 20 to 25 minutes off of this easily. I don't know if they were trying to read or like put in as many things from the book, but I couldn't imagine Stephen King wrote that sloppy of a book, even on all the drugs and everything. So,
I mean, maybe.
All right, get this. Let me hit this line of coke. I'm going to tell you about this laundry folding machine.
Did you know that there is a sequel to this movie?
Isn't there two?
Ooh, I
Is
don't
there
know.
one in a prequel, or am I tripping? I know there was.
I don't know, but the sequel was done in 2002, and so here's the premise: 2002, a teenage girl mistakenly downloads the Mangler 2.0 computer virus into her high school's new state-of-the-art computer system, and all hell breaks loose. That sounds amazing.
Okay, so we're gonna have to watch it. Looks like we'll have to rent it.
Lance Henriksen is in it.
Oh, he's gonna chew the scenery just as much as anybody else. Like,
I hope he's on.
All right, so there is a third one, and it's called The Mangler Reborn.
Oh God!
Got Reggie
Oh God! I
Bannister in
see it.
it.
Oh God! It looks like Jigsaw.
That's what I was gonna say.
The poster looks like.
That's what I was gonna say. But now we got to finish the trilogy.
Oh God! God help us.
I'm gonna find.
Jason did joke around saying that because he sponsors the podcast that he demands us to do the second one, which he has on VHS.
Okay, well,
which it came out in 2002. That's got to be one of the later ones.
Yeah,
I think VHS was 2004.
Yeah, that sounds right. But I was going to say he could write us an email. That way we feel special that somebody actually emailed us.
Yeah, that's right. You can do that at nightofnerdylaser@gmail.com. Or just message me on my private Facebook. I get more feedback off of there than anywhere else.
It's mostly just me saying I can't stand you. But yeah, I hear what you're saying.
History of Violence came out in 2005, and that's supposedly the last VHS.
Yeah.
Which is worth something. And I remember, 20 years ago when they said that this is probably the last VHS, and like you could find it for like nothing.
Well,
and I thought about buying them all, and I should have, but they'd probably all be moldy by now.
Yeah, that's Cronenberg, but he just put another movie out. I don't know what film festival or is it Con Film Fest or Cons, whatever that, you know what I'm talking about? The movie thing.
No.
Well, all the people, I keep seeing it pop up
Carns?
on no, what I said.
I don't know. No,
anyway,
you said Cons.
Cons, yeah, but I think it's spelled weird.
Carns.
But I was gonna say, I don't know what I was gonna say. Thanks a lot. You ruined it.
That's what I'm here for.
Oh, buddy. Yeah. Cronenberg. He had a new movie that's coming out, is what I was gonna say. But all these, I keep seeing videos, and it's like, watch this 9-minute standing ovation for this guy got at it, and I'm thinking
everybody gets it.
Do that.
Yeah, everybody gets it.
I was like, this is nothing about the movie.
Yeah, because it's the same thing for like Brendan Fraser. Yeah. They've it's not that big a deal. That's just what happens.
Right. Oh wow, this guy that we know, we better clap our hands.
Clap, clap, clap your hands. So yeah, any other crazy ass Mangler talk? I mean,
Um,
the '90s were filled with this like Stephen King. Like, I mean, if Stephen King's name was on it, they wanted to adapt it, right?
yeah,
I mean, everything
they did that
was.
to like mid 2000s, like early 2000s, and then it's kind of come back a little bit. Like
Well, it went to
with
TV for a while. They did miniseries again in
yeah,
2000s. I remember like Bag of Bones and stuff, and then
didn't they
uh,
redo
The
the vampire
Stand.
one?
Oh,
They did.
Salem's Lot. I think they. I don't think it's out though.
No, no, no. The other one. I have like a triple box set of the remakes or whatever. Let me see if I could pull it up on my phone. The no, that's not it.
We should watch Sleepwalkers
Oh, it
for
was
another.
Salem's Lot. You're right.
We should watch Sleepwalkers for another batshit crazy Stephen King movie where the mother and son fuck each other.
Man, I love that claymation like face change in the car and all that.
I mean, I've seen it one time. It was on the TV, like on Showtime or whatever, and I was like, "What the fuck did I just watch?" And I've never seen it since. And I often got the Cat People mixed up with
Yeah,
it,
yeah.
but Cat People is actually a fucking fantastic. I mean, either one
The
really.
original.
Well, but both of them. I mean, the Malcolm McDowell one, and the whatever '50s one.
That's a Val Lewton film, I want to say.
You can say it.
All right, I'll say it, but I'm not gonna verify it because I'm not that smart. Um, no, there and they did a remake of. Didn't they just do a new remake of Salem's Lot too? Is
I
it
mean,
coming
that
out and
movie
it
seems like it's
sucks?
had so many, and then they remade Shining for a
Yeah.
miniseries, which I've
It.
never seen.
Oh, so I remember watching that at my mom's in the basement, and I was creeped out, and I was like, "Oh, this kind of good." Then they did the like hedge scene with like moving stuff that was really bad CGI. And I
Oh,
was like,
really?
"Oh, oh," but the
I
rest was
remember
great.
I remember watching it at my grandma's, like, but I mean, it came on, and I was like, "Oh, I don't think I want to watch this." And I saw. So the only scene I really like of it, like, really, what I think you have to watch and read, is just the very beginning.
Yeah,
Georgie and the boat and the introduction. It's the best part of any of the movies, I think.
yeah, that's
I just think it's genius.
yeah. You're probably right.
Um, I've watched the first chapter of it, but
I
then I
haven't
never
watched the
watched the
second
second
one.
one.
Jeez.
Yeah, so
The thing I was saying, and we're kind of coming to a close, but it was Mike Flanagan is kind of repopularized, like making Stephen King stuff and like
that's
adapting
true.
it. Like he's the go-to guy to adapt a thing. It seems for
Yeah,
him.
but he's also making his own movies that are just Stephen
It's
King,
just
like
Stephen,
Midnight
unwritten
Mass.
unwritten Stephen King
I
stories,
mean, Midnight Mass could. I mean, I'm surprised Stephen King doesn't have a book like that.
right?
It's got all the things he loves, like priests and
Ethical
but he did
decisions and
Doctor
all.
Sleep, and
Yeah,
Doctor Sleep's good. I need to watch that again.
I've seen some of it. I
Oh,
don't
I
remember if it
watched
was
it.
like
I
the
liked
people
it.
trying to find the Shining that made me mad. The like hunters or
Oh
whatever.
yeah.
I never read the book, so I can't really say much. Last thing before we finish up here, what's with the picture man and like that crazy makeup that the
So that's the
according
other thing in the camera from 1920. Like, I don't know when the fuck this movie is supposed to take place.
because he's
And
driving like a 1990s Jeep
yeah,
Cherokee.
yes, yeah, and all the houses are 90s. I mean, and his name's apparently JJJ's Picture Man.
Yeah, I was
It's
trying to figure
so
out
weird.
who played him. I don't know the actor, but it is Jeremy Crutchley, and he played the mortician also. So he played Picture Man with that terrible makeup, and then he
And
played the
that,
mortician.
you mean the autopsy guy?
Yeah, the mortician.
That's not a mortician.
Well, then it's not him. It just says
Oh.
Picture Man / Mortician on IMDb.
Oh, maybe it is. I always thought that was just like autopsy guy. I thought the mortician was the guy in the that put makeup on you and made you all fancy.
Yeah, like a funeral home.
Yeah, but this guy is in the
Oh, you talking
autopsy room.
coroner?
Yeah, the coroner. There you go. See, he was terrible at his job or disgusting because there's just blood all over him.
And I think that's who, looking at him, I think that's who they mean, but they put
Yeah.
mortician.
They're wrong.
So
There's not a mortician.
Did we not even mention it at the top of the episode that Tobe Hooper directed this?
We didn't mention it. We talked about it last time, but yeah, I mean, I don't know. I can't. I've seen a lot of Tobe Hooper movies, and I just can't get a feel for like, oh, he's directing this movie. Like all his movie, I really just feel like he's a competent director, and he takes a job and he does it.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I guess Texas Chainsaw Massacre would be his vision, right?
Yeah, that and 2, because it's so different.
God, that's a fucking crazy ass movie. We need to watch that.
I love it. It felt with some of the like shots and stuff in that I could see in this, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
So I think he does have a feel. It's nothing like that would.
I mean, it's not like M. Night or some of these other,
And
and even Mike Flanagan. I mean, because have you ever seen Mortuary?
Which one? There's a few.
The one Tobe Hooper directed.
I think so.
It's not great, but it was on Sci-Fi, and I watched it.
That was like 2003 or something like that.
Yeah.
I know because it came on like a double or triple pack of a Blu-ray I bought, and I remember it being on there. Yeah, but speaking of Tobe Hooper, like I said, next week's. I think that's all for this one, right? Would you say watch it, rate it? Do we rate stuff anymore, or do we just say watchable? I can't remember.
No, I mean I would. I mean we can still rate it, but we can talk about not rating them in the future.
Let's not rate it, but I would. Let's just say, would you put it on?
I mean, if you're in the mood for a 90s crazy ass, weird ass movie, pair this with Pet Sematary 2 and you'll have a terrible evening.
3 of my favorite things: that movie, this movie, and being miserable.
And then, or pair it with Lawnmower Man, and you'll at least get one good one.
But you got to watch the version that you watch, not the one that me and Matt watched.
Yeah, I know the better version, the director's cut. It's still wild to me that they cut that much out of it.
Yeah, because you just kept saying stuff. We're like, we don't know what you're talking about at all.
Oh, I remember that episode. I had to go. It was live. Go back and find the Lawnmower Man episode. It's great. Another short movie, short story by Stephen King, but he hates that movie so much he doesn't even want to be associated with it.
Yeah, like Ty West and Cabin Fever 2 or whatever. But yeah, we're doing one more Tobe next month. Then we're gonna do Black Sunday, or not next month, next week. Then we're gonna do Black Sunday, and then we're gonna do Earthquake or Roller Coaster. Hell's Earthquake.
Earthquake's the 70s. Yeah, I've never seen it.
That's like a made-for-TV like disaster.
Yeah.
All right, we're putting that in there too, just because
that's fine. We'll do Black Sunday, Earthquake, and Roller Coaster.
There we go. Perfect. That's what you guys got to look forward to.
And then we'll probably do Mangler too.
When we get that email from Jason.
Yeah, Jason, get on that, buddy.
Actually, no, make him do a Facebook message. I know he likes those.
I'm gonna make him. He has to go. He has to do a TikTok with his face on it, asking for it.
Yeah.
Which will never happen. All right, yeah, sounds good. Night of the Nerdy Laser over on YouTube. I'm downloading tonight or tomorrow the Brian Bremer interview we did a few weeks ago. So if you want to see Brian in all his glory, you can watch that YouTube. Subscribe so you don't miss any. I'm gonna get better here in the next little bit. I'm gonna be more consistent. I think it's not hard. It's just it's time consuming.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah. And then if you guys wouldn't mind, go over to the socials, say, hey, what's up? Also go to the podcatchers Apple Music, Spotify. Give us that 5-star rating. It's free to you guys, and a quick little review helps us out. We're really gonna hammer down growing this thing, I think, or like I like to pretend we are.
I mean, we do a weekly episode. That's pretty fucking good.
Yeah,
That's more than some podcasts can do. So,
and they get money.
a lot of times, yes. Yeah. But anyway, so until next time, what should they do, Jeffrey?
Oh man, get caught in the Mangler and keep it bloody.
I was gonna, and because somebody has to, I was gonna do a Buffalo Bill reference, but I can't. Like, is it like I'd fuck me? Is it like?
It's just such a deep voice. Yeah, yeah.